In the game Fallout, danger is everywhere. You might get attacked by scary creatures like deathclaws or sneaky enemies shooting around from hiding spots. They say there are tons of ways to die in the wasteland, but the real scary stuff is what happened to the people living in the vaults. These vaults were supposed to be safe places built to protect people from nuclear war, but some of them turned out to be really bad. Instead of keeping people safe, they did horrible things to them. Now let's explore the creepiest vaults in Fallout and find out the scary stories hidden inside. Get ready to learn some spooky truths about this post-apocalyptic world. Number 11. Vault 68, One Woman. Vault 68 casts a chilling shadow over the Fallout universe, even though its haunting presence is never directly experienced in the games. The very concept of a vault with such a drastic gender ratio raises profound ethical questions about the boundaries of Vault-Tec's experiments, laying bare the company's readiness to subject its residents to psychological and sociological turmoil in the pursuit of scientific knowledge. Delving into the depths of the Fallout Bible unveils a wealth of insight into the lore and world building of the franchise, illuminating dark and unsettling facets of the post-apocalyptic society. Vault 68 stands as a grim reminder of the depths of depravity some factions were willing to plumb in their relentless quest for control or understanding. While players may be spared direct confrontation with the horrors of Vault 68 in-game, its existence in the Fallout lore serves as a sobering testament to the sinister machinations lurking within the wasteland. Number 10. Vault 11, the Sacrifice Vault. In Vault 11, people were told they had to sacrifice someone to keep the place running. The first one chosen was their leader. After that, the leader's job and the sacrifice job were mixed together. The residents had to choose who would be sacrificed next. Things got worse when they couldn't choose, so a computer started picking people by luck. When only a few were left, they found out it was all a test of kindness. They were free to leave, but they couldn't handle the guilt of what they did. They chose to end their lives, except one who left to face the wasteland alone. Vault 11 shows how people can do bad things when they're scared, and it warns about trusting those in power too much. Number 9. Vault 106, Experiments with Psychoactive Drugs. 10 days of post-lockdown of Vault 106, the Overseer clandestinely introduced mind-altering substances into the air supply. He was aware of the issue and instructed scientists to attribute any illness complaints to the air system. While some were calm initially, others became agitated and behaved aggressively. With the passage of time, hallucinations and confusion began to dominate. The inhabitants revolted against the Overseer and his aides, resulting in their deaths. Players are unable to prevent the spread of drugs in the game, so if they go into the vault, they will also experience the effects. They will also need to handle crazy residents who could potentially lash out against them. Number 8. Vault 22, Spore Vault. At first, Vault 22 was not malevolent and did not have the purpose of carrying out experiments on humans. It was populated by scientists researching plants in order to eliminate global hunger. Nonetheless, the spores of a fungus known as Bavaria mordicana transformed into a parasite, infiltrating the human body, causing the death of the host, and ultimately turning the body into a plant zombie. In the end, the fungi conquered all 100+ scientists, transforming them into aggressive plant beings with a desire to propagate their spores. Number 7. Vault 77, One Man and a Crate of Puppets. The Fallout webcomic, created by Mike Krahulik and Jerry Holkins of Penny Arcade, explores a frightening story of loneliness and insanity in Vault 68. Isolated within a storage space designed for multiple occupants, a solitary individual struggles with solitude, seeking comfort and playing with puppet hands. Yet a puppet resembling Vault Boy whispers sinister desires into the man's thoughts, urging him towards aggression. Going against his puppet friends, he goes outside the storage room and meets cruel bandits. Seen as crazy, he shows anger towards his captors, creating the story of the Puppet Man, a spooky warning about the risks of madness from being isolated and the creepy impact of Vault Boy's murmurs. Number 6. Vault 108, Gary's Vault. Vault 108 stands as a dark testament to Vault-Tec's cruelty, intended to unleash terror on its inhabitants. 475 individuals were meant to reside there for 38 years, but a power failure cut their time short to 20 years. Because key positions were vacant, chaos ensued when a supervisor with cancer abandoned the residents to fend for themselves. At the same time, researchers carried out cloning tests on a person called Gary, producing endless duplicates of him. However, as additional Garys were made, they became unfriendly towards humans but maintained their camaraderie with each other. Even with attempts to alter the situation, the Garys' aggressive behavior continued, resulting in a devastating failure. Presently, there is only one person alive, tormented by the repeating saying of Gary, which signals the aggressive fury of the clones hidden in the quiet corridors of the vault. Number 5. Vault 112 VR Vault. Vault 112, led by the mean Dr. Stanislaus Braun, was supposed to be a safe place for 85 people during a nuclear danger. They were promised a happy place called Tranquility Lane, where they could have everything they wanted in virtual reality pods. But it wasn't nice at all. Dr. Braun liked hurting people and making scary things happen instead of happiness. He kept erasing their memories and making them suffer just for fun. Life in Vault 112 was always scary and sad. People couldn't escape Dr. Braun's cruel experiments, and they felt broken inside because of it. Number 4. Vault 92, the White Noise Vault. Vault 92, meant to be a haven for the world's best musicians, turned into a sad and crazy place. 245 musicians were picked for their amazing skills to keep music safe in the vault. But Vault Tech had other plans that didn't fit with peace. Instead of letting musicians be creative, the vault became a lab for creepy experiments. The calm music was replaced with loud, annoying sounds meant to control minds. What started as a secret study became a scary dive into madness. Even the overseer, who was supposed to keep things in order, went crazy from the noise. Disorder took over the vault, and people started fighting each other. The collapse of Vault 92, both in its structure and spirit, showed how bad things got when ambitions went unchecked. It's a sad lesson about how fragile humanity's dreams can be. Number 3. Vault 34, Ghost Vault. Vault 34 was an experiment exploring the effects of having 3 times the usual number of weapons and entertainment, but limited space. At first, the gun-focused culture thrived, even having a swimming pool instead of extra rooms. However, after 150 years, the overseer decided to restrict residents' access to firearms due to gun-related incidents. People rebelled, claiming their rights to guns, and damaged the reactor. Some rioters fled to a nearby Air Force base, while others locked themselves in secure areas of the vault. Those near the reactor suffered radiation exposure and turned into ghouls. Number 2. Vault 3, Fiend Vault. The people living in Vault 3 were generally happy and trusting, but they were also easily fooled. When a water leak forced them to leave the safety of their vault to find help, they became easy targets for an attack. Enemies took advantage of their vulnerability, pretending to offer assistance while actually planning to harm them. Sadly, the residents were deceived, and all of them were killed by the attackers. The enemies then took over the vault and turned it into a place where they could sell drugs without being disturbed. The group responsible for the attack, known as the Fiends, thrived in Vault 3 because the original inhabitants were too trusting. Number 1. Vault 88, the Rat Mole Vault. In the calm and orderly Vault 81, it seems like a peaceful place in the midst of the wasteland chaos. Its big halls, smooth operations, and simple fun stuff gave a break from the tough world outside. But behind locked doors and secret plans, Vault Tech scientists made a mean plan full of secrets and bad intentions. They wanted to do a really scary experiment, giving people deadly sicknesses and supposed cures without asking them first. In Vault 81, every spot is like a secret lab for these scary tests. Anyone who tried to stop this mean plan ended up in big trouble. No one could escape, and the scientists were really mean, punishing anyone who didn't follow their orders with no mercy, sending them to a fiery end. But in all this darkness, the vault's leader brought a bit of hope. They saw how bad the scientists' plan was and decided to use mole rats instead of people for the experiments. This saved most people from danger for now, but the danger is still there in the vault. even in the supposed safety of Vault 81, danger hides everywhere for the poor mole rats, who unknowingly carry different diseases. If you enjoyed this journey into the eerie vaults of Fallout, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating content. And if you found this video informative and entertaining, be sure to give it a thumbs up.